Hey guys, I'm here with a book review, and I'm not sure if this is something that you guys would be interested in me doing in the future. Go ahead and just let me know, comment down below if this is something that you would like for me to continue. So I belong to a book club of ladies back in Australia. And when I left Australia, I asked if I could please remain part of the book club, and they said yes. So I've remained part of the book club. I just do it from afar. I don't get to eat the yummy pizza and drink the yummy cider. But I do read the books. We all take turns choosing books, and the book that we read this month or this period, because sometimes we go, as long as 6-8 weeks, something like that. Just depends on how life is. So I chose this book. I chose The Great Alone by Kristin Hannah. And I love Kristin Hannah. And so when I saw that she was coming out, she had a new book that was coming out, I was so excited, and I thought, you know what, this would be really great to read with book club. And I am so glad that I chose it because well, sometimes I don't always pick the best books overall. And this book I thought was absolutely wonderful. The way that Kristin Hannah develops characters, in my opinion, is at this point second to none. I just think that everybody comes alive. Right in your hands as you're reading, and there are no wasted words. It's not like, somehow she's able to convey feelings, depth. Also, all of these things that make the characters human in like a space of time and the space that is just, there's just no wasted words. I love that. That to me is the mark of a great writer. That's what I think. It's my opinion. So this book starts out where we learn about Ernt, Cora, and Leni. Ernt and Cora are a married couple. They got married, and pretty much right after, Ernt was sent off to Vietnam, and he came back a changed man. And so just the way that Kristin Hannah writes the story, I think that it's probably it's one of those stories where I can see how it would be very difficult for a lot of people, because she is quite honest about how everything happens, the circumstances that the family finds themselves in. I'm gonna try to give away as little as possible because I think that it would be a great read for anybody, really. If you're a book lover, I think that you would really enjoy it. So the family ends up in Alaska, and are having to learn a completely different way of life. They go from basically the Seattle area to a very sparsely populated area of Alaska, where there's no running water, there's no electricity, there's just, they have the full days of light and the full days of dark, and it's completely alien to what they're used to. So throw all of these things in the mix, and you've just got an explosive story. And gosh, there's so much that I could say, but because I'm going to post this on the internet, I'm not going to say too much. Girls over in book club, I just want to say that I hope that you guys really enjoyed this book as much as I did. I don't know what it is about Kristin Hannah's books, but every single one touches me in a special way that I can't even explain. I just love her. I think she's great, especially for the type of genre book that she writes, which to me is the human element. It's a human story. Every time you read one of her books, there's always that touch of humanity in there that we can all relate to, even if it's something that maybe, may not be specific to your life. You can relate. I don't know. Sometimes my reviews are not all that great either, because I can't even come up with the words. All I know is it was a great book. In fact, I would read it over and over and over. There's a lot more to the story that I actually just don't want to get into, because I think that the way that it develops is just... There's more to the story. There's a whole lot more to the story. And it just goes on and on. And it's almost like you think you know how it's going to go, and then it goes a different way. Or you think there's no way this is happening, but then it happens. And in this particular book, I really liked that there was a conclusion that redeemed. And I think that this book really needed that. And so, great story. That's all I can tell you. It was such a great story. I highly, highly recommend it if you haven't read it yet. If you have read it, let me know down below. Comment. If you are going to put a spoiler in it, if you could just write spoiler and then hit the return key 4 or 5 times, so that if someone doesn't want to read that, they don't have to. And then I can just read below whatever you have to say. But I definitely recommend it, and there's just, the thing about it is there's a lot that I don't want to say, because I just feel like you need to read it. You need to do that for yourself. I can tell you that the cast of characters, especially in Alaska, is quite colorful. There are, all these people are just, they're a community, and the whole story, it's completely well-rounded. And I have been talking on 8 minutes is what my clock says here, and I'm saying nothing. So I'm just going to stop now. Girls in Book Club, I just want to say, I know it's my pick, but I'm saying 2 thumbs up. All my toes, my fingers, everything's up. I loved this book, and I hope you did too. And I can't wait to see you guys in February. See ya.